Hello, silver fans. This is T, and you're in the place to be for silver education, acquisition, and entertainment. Hey, the place to be is Crown Point, Indiana, and I am heading to the Gold Depot right here in Crown Point. But on my way there, I thought I'd give you a little bit of a tour of old historic downtown Crown Point. This is the Crown Point Square heading in from the east side of town, and it's a really nice place to spend some time. As a matter of fact, Crown Point is considered to be a destination location for a lot of people from surrounding communities who come here for all of the shops and the wonderful restaurants that we have here, and lots of bars, places to wet your whistle, and it's a really neat place. If you're ever coming to the Gold Depot, you might want to consider a stop for lunch here in Crown Point before or after your visit. Now, one of the great things about Crown Point is the fact that it is a really wonderful place to raise kids. That's why the wife and I decided on this location for our family, and that's why so many other families decide the same thing. There are lots and lots of amenities, like here's the library, big and modern. We have just a ton of sports fields throughout the town for baseball, softball, soccer, you name it. It's a really kid-friendly town, and that's why we're here. It's very different from where T grew up. I grew up on the industrial north end of the county that was plagued by a lot of violence and gangs and crime and a lot of pollution up that way. So the wife and I, of course, we wanted something a little different for our kids. And that might kind of explain why I'm part of the reason I'm a silver stacker. Growing up in a rough area where you don't always have what you need, and sometimes, my wife and I both experienced this growing up. And I will tell you that growing up that way, it does cause you to appreciate the blessings that you have later on in life. That kind of experience has really affected my life to the point where I want to have something in the safe to fall back on. And but anyway, here we are pulling into the old parking lot of the Gold Depot right here in Crown Point, Indiana. Hope you enjoyed your little trip into town. T. Well, hey, Rich, here we are again. It's been a few weeks. Thanks for coming back on, buddy. Yeah. My viewers really enjoy these videos. And as a matter of fact, so much so that one of the viewers, Alberto, asked me to tell Rich we appreciate him sharing his expertise. So thank you, Rich, for coming back on and agreeing to come after hours to spend some time with me and, more importantly, my viewers who will be watching this.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And I did upgrade my microphone, as the viewers can see there. It was a weird coincidence. Twice in a row, the last two interviews that we had together, I asked you about the GSR, the gold to silver ratio, and both times my crummy old microphone failed me, and it was crackly and messed up, and I had to cut that whole part out of the video.
And now you got a spaceship.
Yeah, finally I upgraded to this one here. It set me back about $125, but it's worth it if we get a good video out of it. And so let's talk, for starters, about the GSR, the gold to silver ratio. Keeping in mind there's a lot of people that are been doing this a long time, but there's a heck of a lot of folks out there that are kind of new to stacking. In general terms, can you explain what is the gold to silver ratio?
So gold to silver ratio is basically how many ounces of silver it would take to equal 1 ounce of gold. Just to put it simply, so like today it's 68 and some percentage ounces per 1 ounce of gold. So like you can see here, so you got a 1 ounce gold, which is a Philharmonic, Australian Philharmonic. So this would be how much silver it would take to equal this 1 ounce of gold.
Got it.
Which is there's 69 ounces of silver here. And that's your silver to gold ratio.
Got it. So when I looked it up today, it was 68.75 to 1. But that's pretty much like the paper price. Let's talk a little bit about like where the rubber meets the road. Actual prices, considering the premium. If a guy came in here and wanted to trade his silver 1 ounce bullion coins for 1 ounce of gold, how many ounces of silver in the shop here? Not just in theory, not on paper, but in reality. Is that a trade that you'd make? And if so, how many ounces of actual silver would it take?
Well, we do trades like that, but it depends on the piece of gold that the person wants. So if like somebody's upgrading from silver to gold, like if you were going for something like a Philharmonic, like today we would sell this 1 ounce for 1,800.
Okay.
If somebody wanted American Gold Eagle, well, they're selling for almost 200 over.
Okay.
So there's a big difference.
You got to talk apples to apples. So
right.
Maybe eagles to eagles, or
right. If you were talking eagles to
Krugerrands
eagles, premiums are on silver eagles are a lot higher right now versus maple leafs or just straight generics. So if we were talking generic gold, a 1 ounce gold bar, or something that's not high premium like a Philharmonic or a Pamp gold bar, Perth Mint, or something like that.
And don't even talk about Libertads, because those things, through the roof.
Yeah, Libertads would be a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
But I would trade. You're probably looking at anywhere from like 72 ounces to 75 ounces.
Okay.
For a generic 1 ounce gold.
Somewhere in that range. Just expect it. If the viewers walk into their local coin shop or here,
I can't speak for other coin shops.
That's true.
I can't.
That's true.
Most coin shops pay under spot.
Okay.
Which in a time like this, where silver's so hard to get, I can't see paying under spot. Nobody's walking in the door with silver, so
when they do, you're paying.
We're
up
paying
for it.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you said people do pay attention to the GSR.
They do. Your investors and your stackers and whatnot, they do. Because, think about like 2011. I think we were at like 31 to 1. Our ratio in 2011 was like 30 to 1 or something. So, we're still more than, we're like 60% away from that. Even today.
Oh, there's your phone. Never stops, does it?
No. And we close at 6. Gold Depot, Rich.
Another one of my viewers named Matt asked about taxes on purchases in Indiana on gold bullion. And do people ever make, I know you have an online presence, people make purchases online, and what are the tax implications? I know when I come in here I pay with cash. What's it like online?
Trying to get me in trouble with the IRS?
Oh, I'll cut that out if I need to.
No, I'm just messing. So 2017 or 2018 they stopped taxing in Indiana on gold and silver.
Okay.
Yeah. So most states there's no tax on gold and silver. I know there are a few states that still tax it, but Indiana there's no tax on gold and silver.
Okay, so if a guy from, say, just say Pennsylvania, a couple states over, wants to buy something online and they don't pay taxes on their gold, so there's no taxes?
No tax.
That's sweet.
Yep.
And then, so whenever you're selling online, you must have to check and see what state they're from, huh?
No.
No? The burden's on them? Okay.
Yeah. So, when I lived in Illinois, I wouldn't buy gold or silver in Indiana because Indiana was a taxable state.
Ah.
So, It didn't matter where you lived.
Okay.
It matters where you buy it.
Oh, okay. Well, this is very educational.
Now, no, major retailers like at Max or J&M Bullion or something like that, they might look at where you live and that kind of stuff. Or if you buy it on eBay.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we don't sell bullion on eBay.
Right.
I mean, we sell numismatic.
Mm-hmm.
And then it depends on your state whether they're reciprocal or not.
All right. Hey, Rich, just wanted to ask you, around the country and right here in Indiana, same deal. There are coin shows opening up around the country, and guys are excited to go back to those coin shows. As the fellows who watch this video and the ladies, flood into those coin shows. Any advice for buying at coin shows? Any word to the wise regarding how you deal with the coin shows?
No, I mean, don't be afraid to negotiate.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid to if you see a 1 ounce silver round that you like or a silver bar or something like that, and you ask the dealer, hey, how much is that? And he says, well, it's 32. Well, I mean, would you do 30?
Got it.
90% of the time they'll say yes. The worst thing they do is say no. So I mean, negotiate, try.
Speaking of negotiating, I saw some Engelhard bars in that case I like, but we'll talk about that a little bit later.
We'll negotiate.
How many out of the coin show? If there's 30 tables at the coin show this weekend, how many of those dealers are pros, and how many of them are guys just kind of setting up shop? They're weekend warriors. You know most of those guys, don't you?
It's probably 50-50 to be honest with you.
Okay, I had no idea.
You have a lot of like vest pocket dealers, so guys that just do it for hobby, retired, and then you actually have guys like me that own shops and stuff. So I mean, it's 50-50.
Okay.
It's not just big dealers or Now, if you go to something like the Fun Show down in Florida, or you go to the World's Fair, the ANA or something like that, now you're talking big dealers,
right?
But most of your local coin shows is 50-50.
Okay. Interesting. Good to know. Hey, let me throw just an oddball question out. I always do that to you. What's the coolest thing you have in the shop right now? A big bar or an elaborate piece or?
Nothing that's like super cool. I am working on a super cool deal though.
Okay. Uh-oh.
I'm working on something that was pulled up from the Atocha.
From the Atocha. When did that sink?
That sank in 1622.
Oh man, this is like treasure then. You're talking like.
Yeah. So there's a woman that has 2 emeralds.
Huh.
From Mel Fisher. He's the one that found the Atocha.
Okay.
One is a little bit over 9 carats.
Wow.
Praises for $160,000.
Wow.
And then there's one that's a little bit over 5 carats that appraises for $27,000.
Huh, how did that come your way? If you're in,
She walked in.
walked in the door and
Just
talking
walked in the
about
door.
stuff of that caliber.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you're into that sunken treasure stuff or shipwreck, there's a lot of shipwreck out there. The SS Republic, the Atocha, but the Atocha is one of my favorite because they found it like 15 miles off the coast of Key West.
Wow. If you do wind up making that deal, I'd love to be able to come in and take a look at what you wind up with. Well, I know you're in the process of making the deal.
I have to call her again tonight, so
yeah,
we're negotiating.
Well, good luck on that. That sounds like wow.
So that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've owned some Atocha shipwreck coins and whatnot like that, and they're neat. It's good history.
So from your end, you receive that. Do you take it to auction? Do you hold on to it for a while and let it increase in value?
So there's a couple dealers that are interested into it. So I've got some calls into them to see if they might be interested in buying it.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can't do something like that, then you know, then you might sit on it or you know, wait for a big auction to come.
All right, back to those Englehards. Let's take a quick look at those, because those I was doing some B-roll footage a little earlier, scanning the case.
These here?
Yeah, there's some, look like some older ones are kind of toned up. Now these are called the vertical ones, and that's the horizontal?
These are, yeah, so these are vertical. These are E logos, big E with the bull. So these, so like the bull logo would be like, you know, it was made in Canada with the bull logo.
With the bull?
Yep. So there's a bull logo right here. You see it?
Okay. Is that what that is?
Yep.
Okay. And so, when are these from?
These would have been like from the 80s.
Okay.
And then you got horizontals here.
Uh-huh.
And these are frosted.
Okay.
Frosted backs.
And
A little more
let's
rare.
See the backs on these.
But
That's got the Engelhard back. And where the horizontal ones? When are those from?
the 80s as well.
Okay.
Yep.
And
So like these, your mintage on these would have been like 800,000 probably.
Mm-hmm. Those are becoming more and more collectible, aren't they?
They are. Anything Engelhard is always collectible.
Uh-huh. Is Engelhard still producing, or is that company?
So Engelhard is, they do produce. They sold out. It's like Engelhard Industrials now or something. Industries.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. I'm only into the vintage Engelhard,
Yeah.
not the new stuff.
Mm-hmm. So, what do these here run?
These all here would be, you'd be at like about $33 a piece.
Okay.
Yep.
Pretty reasonable. All right. Well, Rich, hey, we're going to end it there. We've had a couple interruptions and things like that, but I think I'll be able to cut this up and make it into a decent video that our viewers enjoy. And good luck at the coin show this weekend. And I wish you really good luck with that big deal that you're talking about. I hope it works out well for you, buddy.
We'll see.
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks again. Hey, time for just a little bit of bonus footage here at the end. Hey, you knew I had to do it. I had to get a couple of those Engelhard bars. You see them there in the shape of a T, of course. You've got the vertical and the horizontal, and just to continue to add to my stack. And hey, before I sign off, I forgot to mention at the beginning, if you hit that like button, it really helps me out and I appreciate it. And don't forget, while you're at it, hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. See?